You are listening to High Minds, the podcast where we elevate the conversation on culture, sports, politics, and entertainment. Stay tuned for a higher perspective at the intersection of everything.
What is good? What is good?
Hey,
Welcome.
there we go.
Welcome back to the High Minds podcast. I'm Matt with Andy. Yeah. What's good? It's Tuesday. The tariffs are in place. The world is crumbling around us, and we are here.
And I haven't paid attention to a goddamn thing. So I've been looking at old football stuff. So I've been busy
I did
with
that today. I try to keep busy. It's like weird. Like you want to life is such where you want to not be ignorant of the world around you. But also algorithms and social media and things are geared toward having you always be kind of like up against it. They want you clicking, they want you doom scrolling, they want you doing all that shit. And so yeah, we were just talking before we hit record. Like, if you can get your political algorithm down to about 1 every 10, that's good. Like mine right now, how to make your own hot sauce. I'm deep diving on all sorts of shit just to retrain my algorithm, and it is helpful.
Mine is all like old football clips now because of from the last week and this week. Yep. So now it's like they're probably not. Now I'm just watching them. So then now like all my feeds like old, but then it starts filtering into other sports. So it's like now it's like my my whole algorithm is like sports related now, and I'm like and it's just because of today and last week it just got my algorithm, which it's been kind of nice. I've kind of finally figured out how to like myself control like the internet for me, like what I take in. And now like with that, I just keep it that way. Now when I want some story information, I'll just go, to a hashtag a lot of times and then do click and then kind of go filter from there. And then once I'm done with that, I'm done. Like click it out. And then, like, if anything pops up political, I don't care what. I don't even read it. What it is, I just hit the X until I want to go back and mess with it. That's the only way it works for me now, and that way I can.
Well, that's
see it when I want to see it.
That's kind of flipping the internet. That's what's a battle. The internet is trying to control you, the social media and all that. It's trying, and so you've got to switch it and let the internet work for you, because if otherwise it just takes over, and it is quick. Like when I was working on the greenhouse, every ad still today, I get a lot of greenhouse ads.
Oh yeah.
And all those ads, I'm not even I'm not interested. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm doing my own thing. But that's how quick it goes. Like it will control and consume your life. And those like political is just the one that really hooks people because they just can't help but like.
You have an emotional attachment to it. You have emotions with it. There's emotions behind it. It's been, growing up, my whole family was so into politics enough where I had,
mine weren't.
Mine were, it was great. That's all that was their life. It was their identity. They ran for offices in Sacramento and Placerville area.
Okay.
I had to go campaign, like putting shit on doors, the flyers on doors. You ran for like supervisor or something of Placerville. It was an uncle of mine years ago, but they've been on like the Reagan cruise, like they're crazy.
Big Reagan,
right? Huh? Like they've always been that way, been that way. So I grew up with it. So I was able to growing up with it, I was able to kind of learn how to like actually kind of block it out a little bit. Because when I was young, it was boring. It was like,
it's just what your parents did, right? Like,
and then they get heated and argue and you're yelling at each other about stuff. And like at night when they have family get-togethers, but it was always political stuff. So I always heard it. So I just, as kids, we just ignored it. But now it's just too hard to ignore. But
that's what I'm saying. Like you have to balance it. Like you have to pay attention. Yeah. Like I run a business, and now we're talking about 25% tariffs. Like that's obviously going to affect people. Like we should pay attention, but if you let it consume you, and you let the noise consume you, then that's where it's hard to find that balance. And you have to, again, you have to get the internet to work for you. Otherwise, you just can get consumed by it.
Yeah, and I'm finally kind of figuring it out. It's still hard. I get wrapped up in things. I'm still human. I lose myself, but I'm able to like reel it back in now, though. Like I might have a day of just fuck you,
motherfuckers.
But then the next day I'm just I'm out. I can just dive out of it. And it's becoming less and less of that now, which is good. But it's been it's hard. It's so hard. It's been nice though. It's been really nice. It's nice to just just like not have to have it's because it always just lingered in the back of your head, even though you're out doing things. You were just thinking about it. Anytime like driving, just thinking about shit. And now it's like I that's finally going away. So which I'm like, okay, I got to keep going this. Okay. So it's been nice. So I'm adapting it more and more now. So, and I'm trying to stay off. I don't go on the internet much anymore. I try to stay off of it.
Honestly, like I'm more happy if I'm just like engaging locally on something, like whether farming or whether doing something in my community. Way happier than if I'm on the internet trying to prove some sort of point, or even like anything on. Just it's just such a grind.
Yeah, I just have Instagram, which I have a Facebook that's connected to it, but I don't interact with it. It's just everything that goes to Instagram kicks over there. So I don't really. Every now and then I'll go check it, like maybe once every week or a couple of weeks, just to see.
Yeah,
I think I have like 4 friends because I don't even pay attention to it. So
yeah,
it's just Instagram for me, and that I like Instagram a little more, but it's becoming. It's turned for the worse. It used to be more photo stuff. Now it's becoming people plastering words and posters. Like it's just become like billboards.
Yeah, it's
just billboards now. You're just reading billboards all day. I'm like,
all day.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's so. I've been trying to knock those out too, even if it's.
This is the second week in a row your dog has had lots to say.
I think kids got home.
And it's not even the friends you follow. It's not even like I'll see your stuff but it's all sponsored shit. All sponsored, which is basically just ads. And it's so obnoxious too, because it's like there's no bigger fan of Kendrick Lamar than me. But I don't need to see every fucking post about Kendrick Lamar's Super. I don't need to know how many people watched it. I don't need to know all that.
Bad week for me.
I don't need to know how many streams Spotify's had. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, that was same thing. Algorithm went crazy.
It went crazy. It almost made me be annoyed by Kendrick because of how many posts I saw. I was like, it
was crazy.
I don't need to see all this.
I think I sent you another one today. There's they're coming up in weddings. They're coming up in like they're everywhere now. I'm like, and they always pop up on my algorithm. It's in there.
Did you see those white women trying to do the trend and like getting rolled at the it was like the bride and her bridesmaids, and she was trying to do that walk,
Oh, okay. Was it?
And it's like it's really off, and it's like clunky, and like, and every post is like, yeah, they not like us. Like, who do you think the they and the us is? And they not like, not everything is for everyone.
I know. Everyone wants to be a part.
Everyone wants to be a part of the cool.
But yeah, that's like on Instagram. I said all those videos you're getting, and they're like going sponsor. Those are all people that boost when it says boost your post when you're paying for money. That shit.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So if I boost my post, I'll be one of those sponsors on someone's page. We'll reach 10,000. They'll throw it up to 10,000 like in your demographic, accounts, and you're seeing, and that's all my. It's like every other one is like.
And those people are just trying to get followers, or what are they trying to do? Get
followers, likes. Like queens, I call them like queens. Like they love.
What does that do for you though? Because you're not like if you have a business,
it's right here. It's in your heart. They feel it.
Like I get doing all that. Like I'm trying to sell books, right? Like if I sold 20,000 books this month, I would do really, really well. So obviously, if I could do that, I would. But if it's just getting likes, that doesn't convert to like sales, or that doesn't convert to books, that doesn't convert to follows. If I got follows, that'd be great, because then I could talk to you about my book later, or about my podcast, or whatever.
They want to be Instagram famous. A lot of people think if you get
threshold where they get like a sponsorship and they could, get a deal or something.
Because I mean, you're not making a lot of money off of followers and stuff.
Not really.
I have a friend of mine that has 50 or 50 some thousand followers on his account, and he's not making in his videos. He's had videos that have gotten millions of views on his reels and stuff he does, and he doesn't make any money off any of this stuff because he doesn't do. You have to go like enroll in. You got to enroll and all
but
this.
even if you do, it's not like, I know a ton of people that have like 100, 150,000, 200,000 followers. It's not much.
No, and I've watched actually like a lot of YouTubers that will show their numbers. Like they'll literally just show you their screen of their numbers, and they're pretty big YouTubers.
Yeah,
and they're only making, 8 to 10,000 a month, but which is a lot of money. But they're getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, and they're posting 3 times, 4 times
a week. Yeah.
And it's like a full-time job for them. So for the hours they put in and the money they're making, it's like, because the editing and all this stuff, you would think for doing that, what you're doing, you'd be making way more for how many, and some of them
or likely you're hiring an editor. If you're big enough, you're paying for someone to do it.
And they're in the hundreds of thousands of followers. They're not making, so you don't start, it's the huge guys that have like, 4 or 5 million and then are getting 3-4 million per video. They're making the 10,000 a video. These other guys are only making, $700-800 a video, but it's taking them 24 days like to make them. And once you stop, you have to like continue this. Once you stop or fall off, your numbers, like it's crazy. It's weird how it works.
It's like a balloon. You got to keep it floating in the air.
Yeah. So you have to be consistent. You have to post, at least 3 times a week, and they have to be in a certain spot. And you have to have like the clickbaity stuff too. And it's all this. I've been following this young kid through his whole like YouTube career, and it's been pretty interesting. That's why I kept following him from the beginning, and he's built up to what he is. And you could see how he's changed his business model, because at the beginning, years ago, you were able to make some good money before they started, figuring it out and cutting everyone, because everyone was getting whatever. So now he's, used YouTube to branch off, and he started, he wanted to do a clothing line. Now he does merch, and he does like 3 drops a year, and he only makes a few thousand, but he's making like, probably $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 each drop. And he does, I think 3 a year. So he's, he's worked into this other, business, and his stuff's, I guess, pretty good because he keeps selling out and all this stuff. So I'm like, damn. So it's just watching how, like, even that's evolving. The whole, that whole world is just
everything's got to evolve.
It's like music.
Evolve or you die.
Yeah, you don't make shit off music now. Downloads and everything. I mean, nothing.
Spotify doesn't pay dick.
No, and that's what sucks with the music industry. That's what's crazy with the music industry. It's like, now you don't necessarily have to have a big label. You don't have to have, like what you used to have with the internet and everything, because you can do it yourself if you're good, which a lot of people have. It's possible, where years ago, fuck, you can't do it without a label. You're not getting big. You're not, doing this shit. But now you don't make shit on streams. You don't make shit on really selling albums. You make nothing. So now you have to, tour, which most of them do, but it's like, that's why a lot of these tours are so expensive. They need to make their whole fucking nut off this tour, instead of where before they'd make a chunk off record sales. They'd make a chunk, now that's gone. So now you have to make them all off tours, and which is cool because bands are touring again, which is kind of nice. You get to see a lot of shows. I think for a while there with albums and stuff, they didn't tour as much. It seemed like they only went on tour every few years. You have to wait till they come around every few years. But
every few years, for Kendrick fans like myself, we have to wait like every 5 for anything.
Yeah. But so it's just, I don't know. I'm just over it. I'm over the internet too right now. So I've been kind of taking a break. I'll go on, go to specifically what I want to see or who I want to see, and then I'm off. go through my messages real quick, and then I'm
like I said, I'm learning everything I can about growing things and making things from it. Like,
yeah,
I really don't, and paying a little bit of attention to, what's the world around us. But this whole engaging with people and like trying. When's the last time you convinced anyone of anything on the internet? Never. So
nothing ever comes of it. Nothing. You're not going to change someone's mind.
Nothing good. No. You have to actually spend time face to face with people. I mean, what do they say? Like 60% of fucking communication is body language, and so communicating with people on the internet is like the worst form. You don't get tone, you don't get facial expressions, you don't get body language, you get nothing. You just get words, and you don't know if someone's being sarcastic. Like I've been told that I'm mean and angry and I'm just typing the way I write. I'm like, how do you know that I'm angry based on what I'm typing? That's wild to me that you could assume that. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
And then it just down, like everything goes off the rails from there, and it's like, this ain't worth it, man.
And that's what's crazy too, is how like our generation and the few below and stuff like go nutty on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's out there, the younger generation stuff, but like my kids, they don't like do like the Facebook, Instagram, none of that shit. They do like Snapchat and other stuff. They're not even on like social medias. They have them, but they like rarely ever go on them. And they never are. They're always playing their video games, or they're talking with their friends, or they're Snapchatting all the time. They're never like on like social media.
I think our generation kind of went hard on everything. Like we learned about the internet when we're like 16, and then we just like lost our shit on it.
Yeah, it's like we saw the beginning. We were there for the beginning when it was shitty, and all of a sudden now it's like, this is like, whoa, we were the hype before internet. Yeah, now it's
we grew up on Snickle Fritz, and then we got that good sticky icky, and we just lost our mind.
Yeah. So now we're just like, yeah, and we're that generation just fucking,
fucking yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Internet.
Just all, no brakes, all gas. Just fucking run it into the fucking wall. That's how we are. That's how we do everything.
Yeah.
And now like my kids are like looking at us just like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
They just like shake their heads. And then they put their headphones back on and their hood back up and just fucking just keep walking. Like that's my kids. That's how my kids are. They're not into politics, which thank God. My youngest son is not into politics, but he's into like world relations. He's like my traveler. He wants to travel to Japan. He wants to go. So he pays attention to like world stuff. And but he doesn't like, he's not into like politics. It's weird. None of my kids are into anything I was into. They're not into really like, playing sports. They played hockey. Like they're just,
your kids are pretty good at hockey though, right? Who was the best? Was Marcus the best out of all?
I mean, Marcus, it was positions. He was an offensive guy, so he was always scoring goals and stuff, where Drew was a defensive guy. And then Landon kind of played for a little bit, but he was more into jiu-jitsu. Yeah, he was more into jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But yeah, they're not even like, I think I'm on the internet more than they are like in social media.
I told Elise this. I was like, well, you gotta, I mean, say what you will about us, but we were raised by boomers, and we did pretty well, I think, being raised by boomers. It's scary. Those are scary people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're crazy. Especially now. they're progressively just
Holy
like
fuck.
the crazy, like the craziness is now it's like off the chart.
Yeah.
But it was a progression. I just think back of like, like I said, my family's always political and stuff, and just now things make so much sense looking back at how they went, and it's like, oh, it's kind of stereotypical, kind of leaning way far right, but how it progressed. Now that I sit back and watch, I'm like, whoa, it is. It's like certain things happen. Yep, they followed this, they did this, they're doing this. Then all of a sudden they got, they were Catholic forever, and all of a sudden they're all Christians now. And I'm like, well, why? That was weird, because I was I became a Christian way before they did. And like I let cousins make fun of me because they were supposedly Catholics. So like, oh, you went against us, you're a traitor. And like, I'm like, what my family's fucking crazy. But anyways, I was just whatever. And then now all of a sudden, you know, Christianity, oh, we're Christians now, and they're all this, and it's like, but then you sit back and watch, like, yeah, you could see how like politics got into things, like they followed.
It got very.
It was
like
wild,
blended and meshed. Like when I was a kid, like we didn't hear much about politics in church or nothing like that. It was, but then it became so like married, like the two became one, like
it was
to where now it's creepy.
And that's what I say. Now I sit back and watch it and like, whoa, you could see how it
went down a dark path. Yeah.
And how, like, when when someone describes how it happened, I'm just like, whoa. I was like, yeah, I lived it. And I'm like, dude. Luckily enough, I hopped off that train, you know, because I was on that train. That's what I grew up with. That's what I was forever.
So was I.
I really had no choice. And then I bailed. I'm like, threw my fucking bag off and tuck and roll. Boom,
when you hit the ground, you got to roll, man.
Tuck and roll, and that was it.
It was peace out, bitches.
Yeah, it's just things just weren't aligning with how I wanted to live, you know. And I'm like,
the stars weren't aligned for you, man. You know.
And it sucks too because, you know, I had a lot of friends and stuff, and it's like when it becomes so uncomfortable to hang out with them, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. It's like, it's just uncomfortable. It'd get uncomfortable. And we wouldn't really talk politics or either because, you know, we knew, but you could just, you know, things just progressively became more uncomfortable. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore.
Well, and even like modern politics barely has anything to do with like politics. Like no one's talking like political philosophy and like, hey, what's the best way to solve some sort of problem? Like it's more like, it's not that. It's not like if that was politics, like it should be, that'd be interesting. I like those conversations. Like, hey, what would you do to solve this problem? And like, I try this. And you're like, oh, well, I'm more conservative, so I try that. And okay, that's fun. But we don't do any of that shit. Like people just go after you libtard or you fucking like this is like Jesus Christ.
It's like
slow down, Karen.
And that's why you would try to talk to them with like, well, this is why they did it, and they don't care. They don't care. If they 100% know they're wrong, they'll still fuck that.
They'll still do it.
We don't fucking back down. I'm like,
I've heard people say, I saw it was a tweet. It was a tweet by a pastor one time, and he said, if it says in the Bible that 2 + 2 is 5, I'll believe it. And I was like, there you go. So what am I talking to you for? Like, what the fuck I gotta say?
Yeah,
you know. I mean, if people have that view, then it's like.
That's why I just stopped. I'm trying to stop, but I still every now and then. Sometimes I have to. Sometimes I have to say something.
Sometimes you get baited, man. You get that hook.
And then sometimes a lot of times I'm just being, you know, I become a troll on them because you could see like the trolling. I'm like, oh, it's not a troll back just to, and then I'm like, I'm out and then I'm done. I'm like, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop doing this because it sucks. But it's become less and less and less now to the point where, like I said, every day I'm trying to like make sure my algorithms all get rid of this, get rid of this.
I barely have time to talk to the people that I do like on the internet, let alone the trolls. Like I like a lot of people on the internet. I've met a lot of people on the internet. I'd love to talk to them, like in chat and have good conversations. I barely have time to answer the good comments that I like.
Well, you'll know when I'm on there because I'll send you like 4 videos in a row.
Oh, I get them in a row and just and most of the time I'm either doing something. I wish I could watch. I mean, I could watch them.
Yeah, no, I just send them. Because a lot of times it's just it's funny shit. Because like I said, I've been going on that hole of just like funny shit, and I'll go on there and there'll be one on my thing. I'll look at it, and then you click on it, and then it just like keeps showing you the next one. You're like, God damn it! And some of them are just fucking hilarious. And I just some crazy shit on the internet. Yeah, it's like it makes me laugh. And I'm like, going, okay, it's better than seeing a fucking political thing. But yeah, that's when you know when I'm on. You'll get like 4 or 5, and then I'm out.
Yep.
Then I'm out. I'm like, all right, but I don't. But no, it is funny. Some of them are fucking hilarious. Some of them are crazy. I'm like, going, did I just watch someone die? Like,
I know that one that you showed me of the lady like passing out while gambling was hilarious, man. And she went with a thud.
She hit the floor just boom, and
Hard.
then gets back up, like looking around, like, did someone hit me? Did what happened? Like, and then just sits back down on the machine.
How long do you think she was sitting at that slot machine for? Hours.
Probably, yeah.
Hours and hours.
She was probably there.
Hours.
She was so. It was sad too, because you could tell she's just so strung out. But it was just like falling asleep and just slow motion falling head first on the ground and just boom. And those floors of casinos are not wood. They're not wood. The casinos there are not made of wood.
No.
So
the internet is perfect for that kind of shit. Where just stupid ass videos. Like
that's the internet I want back.
That's the old Twitter. Yeah.
Just fill my feed of just shit. Yeah, I just want that stupid shit. I'm getting tired of this other stupid shit. So like so that's why I go down those rabbit holes and those things. But I'm like, oh, old Instagram reels. Like, oh yes.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break and then we'll get into we'll switch it. I'll go my top offense of all time and you go your top defense of all time. And the rules are no repeats. So that made it a little bit harder.
That's
good.
Yeah,
we'll get back to it
a little bit, but
back to it in 1 second here. Then. All right. So last time Andy did his top NFL offense of all time, and I did my D, and now we're gonna flip it.
We're gonna go D.
We'll go. You want D? I'll
go
D. My number one wide receiver. Okay, so Jerry Rice was off and all that. I gotta go number one wide receiver, Tim Brown.
Oh yeah,
Tim Brown. I love Tim Brown. The Raiders. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Raiders on my list, but I love Tim Brown. He could return punts. He had like 8 1,000-yard seasons in a row or something, and the Raiders weren't even good back then. I loved him on Tecmo.
Were the Raiders ever good?
I think in the Madden days, 70s and 80s, maybe
like the real Madden days, not the video game Madden days.
No, not the video game, like where he's coaching.
Yeah, Madden is a real guy.
Yeah, not just a video game developer.
He was hilarious when he would call games. When that'd be a touchdown pass. Well, that right there is what you call a touchdown pass. When a quarterback throws the ball to a receiver and catches it, that is a
John Madden and Pat Summerall. They were the duo
for years too.
Yeah,
Monday
Night Football.
They had the Madden bus. The Madden bus because he hated to fly, so they'd ride the bus every game.
Bust everywhere. Yeah,
they were smart though. They capitalized off of it. They made it a thing, like, all right, we'll make it a thing. And it became a big thing. Like his bus would travel and like people would go meet it and they do show. Like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go.
Could you imagine John Madden with a podcast right now? It'd be hilarious.
They would. I'd listen to.
Yeah. All right, you go quarterback. Who are you lining up?
I'm going to go with Darrelle Revis.
Darrelle Revis Island.
Darrelle Revis.
Yeah,
I like
that.
Good. He was good. He was really good. He was fun to watch. More current player. I mean, not like now, but I'm just saying.
On the Jets.
I guess
Jets.
Yeah, the Jets. More
another team that sucked, and he was on a bad team, but was really good.
I know.
He was the guy that you wouldn't throw to all game.
Yeah, he was just that. He was a shut. Do they call them shutdown cornerbacks? Yeah. Just kind of shut your.
He's got to be like a top 5 corner of all time, right?
Yeah, I think he has to be. Yeah, I mean, just by looking him up, he was mentioned a few times on things, and I started going down videos, and I start because a lot of these players you forget. I forgot about him. I forgot about all these players, and I start watching highlights, and I'm going, oh shoot, I remember this play, or I remember this, and it starts coming back again. I'm like, dang, yeah, this guy was. Yeah. That's with a lot of these players. But yeah, so I like the Rivas.
All right. Well, on the other side, okay, so I'll do 3 wide receivers, but my number 2 would be Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Megatron was.
He didn't play that long. For some reason, you go to the Lions and you don't play that long. Barry Sanders, him, you're like the greatest at your position. But he was.
I don't know if that's a bad thing,
monster. No. No, but he was uncoverable almost. He's just
yeah.
I
definitely. He's probably what? I guess if he would have played longer, he would have been a top. I think 5 receiver all time.
That's what's.
I think he would have been a top 5. I think he's definitely maybe a top 10.
Yeah,
maybe 10, 15. If he would have played, another, he probably could have played another 3-4 seasons. You think
3, 4, 5? Yeah, I mean Jerry Rice played till he was like 40 something.
No problem, Jody.
But Jerry was a different game than Calvin Johnson. He was just some of those physical specimens. Once you lose that physicality, you're not.
Yeah.
It's like Gronk. He was almost too big. Like Gronk was like. You ever see Gronk get tackled? It looks like he's falling down a fucking flight of stairs every fucking time.
Gronk is that you just look at him, you're just like, me catch ball. That's like how he is.
But it's like watching a giant fall. It's like it's gonna hurt him. I don't care how big you are, it's worse. Like he just
those guys get hurt, a lot. A lot. That's a lot of mass, a lot of weight, just boom. Those are like basketball players. You see him fall and you just fell and hit. I'm like going, that guy is 6'10". You know how from way up here and hit the ground. Your head fell from way down here and hit the ground.
Yeah.
Give it another 4 feet of food.
It's like falling off the roof.
Like you fell off the shed, he fell off the roof. It's 2 different things, but and I guess you don't realize it till you're actually at a game and you see how big these guys are.
Massive.
They're massive, and they move like.
Do you see that guy? He's a defensive tackle at the combine. He ran a 4.45 or something.
Is that the guy?
He's a defensive tackle. He ran a 4.4540. You're watching this guy going, if he hits you, you're dead. Dead.
Yeah, that's what's scary. That's why I think you cannot compare the game back then to now. 2 separate games.
Yeah. These are not normal.
And these guys guys like him are becoming the norm now. He just raised the bar for these guys. So I get, being in a defensive lineman and stuff, you need more quickness, feet, movement and stuff. But still, are you kidding me? Imagine giving that guy the ball. Let him return kicks. Let him get a running start.
Dude,
Who's going to want to tackle that? Who's going to want to tackle that dude?
It's insane.
Imagine a massive. How big was he? How much did he weigh?
I'm trying to look it up right now.
240.
Well, I'm looking at the fastest 40 times for NFL, fastest D lineman. The fastest ever is in 2022. Someone ran a 4.36. Amari Barno, defensive end. That's insane. This guy, he ran a 4.36. Odefe Owe, 6'5", 257. Ran a 4.36.
Could you imagine that guy giving him a kickoff return? Now that they get a running start, they have room to run. Seeing that guy,
he's
all
gonna get
up
for his
toes.
Yeah, and the ball's gonna go flying.
But could you imagine that guy?
Didn't you send me one of those, like the greatest big man returns in
Yeah.
history?
Yeah, those are funny. Those are funny. Those big men can
There was
move.
there was one where the New England Patriots lineman almost returned a kickoff for like 70 yards. It was, and he's running the
I
balls
think
this
I
high
remember
up
that.
there.
Yes.
He's just
Yeah.
running.
It's like,
And then,
'cause
yeah,
I
they
think it's
they
just
hold
like
it up there.
they can't
You
put they can't put it here
No.
because like
So it's
this
like
because they're just
up there.
big, so they put it up here and then like
It's
yeah.
so good. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one though,
that's funny.
who was it? Was it on the Ravens this year where he jumped the route? I thought he
Yeah,
was gonna go
I
the
think
whole way,
so.
and he just like
There's
sat
been
down.
quite there's been a few now. You get them lately, and these
Mhm.
guys, these big dudes are just booking. They're hoofing, just
Oh, man. I remember
and you
Vince
can see in
Wilfork had
the
one going. I was like, oh Christ.
you can see just the like they get going good, like they start
Uh-huh.
good, like that adrenaline's going, like going, oh my gosh,
Uh-huh.
they see the end zone, like yeah. 20 yards later, it's like
Yeah, they're
you
just
can see
slow.
just it's like zzz, and then like
Mhm.
the running backs and receivers are catching them, and like a
Easy,
lot of
yeah.
times they just bail. That's why sometimes you'll see the running backs like, go up going, give me the ball, dude. I can go.
Mhm.
But these guys ain't letting go of that ball. Like, they see that end zone, they want it.
It's their one shot, man.
It's their one shot.
All right, we'll go to
Let's
we'll
see,
go to I'll go to
I got my,
did you got your second corner, huh?
yeah, I'm going my second. So I picked 3 cornerbacks, a couple safeties.
Yeah, that's fine. I got 3. I
Um,
got 3 wide receivers.
Okay, I got Rod Woodson.
Yeah, Rod Woodson was great. Steelers.
Yeah, Rod Woodson was. He's that kind of.
I think he converted to safety later in his career.
Yeah, later as
Once he
I
gets
think
slower.
you lose your speed. You can't
Yeah.
keep up. You know, they're more
Yeah.
of they can float a little more and kind of spy the
Mhm.
quarterback, which for
Yeah.
him was later. But yeah, during his cornerback years, when you have that speed, he was. I was trying to compare him like I don't know who, but more recent. But I don't know. He was just that guy on that team. He's the guy who was covering your best receiver. You know, he was that guy for his his years. It's like anyone else, and I got to watch him play too, so
Yeah.
it was fun.
I liked him on the Steelers. I liked Palomalu too. He was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
I saw him got tackled by his hair once. Shit was
So many guys. You know how many guys have the hair like that now?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy. So
It's
many,
wild.
dude. I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
cool. I wish I had a head of hair like that. I wish I had a mane, but just those guys grab that shit. They
Mhm.
grab it. They'll do anything. They'll do anything to get an advantage. Just grab it and yank it.
Yeah.
It's a part of the uniform. So
You're allowed to. Yep.
yeah. So but
Yeah,
all right,
Rod
who's
Woodson
your
was good. My third receiver though is a fan favorite, Troy Brown. He was like everything for the Patriots. He was
Yeah.
short shit. He even led the team in interceptions one year. All their corners were hurt, so he played defense and had like 4 interceptions that year. He was like that guy who he could do anything.
He could have been Dion. He could have been the Dion.
Yeah, but he wasn't fast, he wasn't big, he was just quick. Yeah, he was awesome. Troy Brown.
Troy Brown. Then my last cornerback would be Champ Bailey.
Champ.
Little Champ.
I hated him because he actually I
Champ.
think it was Tom Brady's had one team that he didn't do that well against. I think it was like he was like 5-5 in his career or something. It's the Broncos.
Yeah.
And Champ, like for some reason, tormented Brady.
Certain players just have each other's numbers. It's weird. It's crazy.
I think
how
he
it
had that
works.
99-yard interception return in the playoffs one time.
Yeah, it's
Killer.
it's crazy how players will have a player, a team, like they just they just I don't know, they just own that team.
Mhm.
And I guess going 5-5 against Brady's kind of ownage on Brady.
Pretty damn good. Yeah.
That'd be pretty,
Yeah,
so,
Brady didn't have a losing record against any team, including the Patriots. He was 1-0 against Patriots.
including the Patriots. That's crazy.
Yeah, so Champ
guess-
was he was a dog.
Well, Champ.
I did like-
what are we going to hit next?
For my other for corners, Richard Sherman I liked a lot too.
Yeah, Sherman was good. I liked him. I like him a
Yeah.
lot. Plus,
Super
I got to watch him
aggressive.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to watch him a lot with Seattle and
Yeah, Legion of
West
Boom.
Coast. I got to see him.
I'll go tight end. My favorite tight end of all time is not Gronk, and it's not Aaron Hernandez. Remember that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that guy.
That was insane. I was like, oh, we got a good team. We got Gronk, we got Hernandez, and then all of a sudden he murdered someone. I was like, oh, and then he killed himself.
Yeah, did you watch the whole
The
documentary thing? Yeah,
I did.
It was crazy.
It was wild. Horrible.
Yeah.
No, my favorite tight end was Brent Jones from the 49ers in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Number 86, wasn't that? Yeah.
86 or 84 maybe?
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. It's
yeah.
a good one. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much about him, but I know the name.
Yeah, I won 2 Super Bowls with the 49ers. Something like that, maybe 3.
Yeah, Niners, they had a run there too, huh?
They had 4 in the 80s, I thought, right? And
Montana
then 1
years,
in the 90s.
and then Young.
Yeah. They were dominant.
Let's see. I'm going to go safety. I got 2 safeties, and one of them was Troy Polamalu. I always loved Troy Polamalu. Yeah. Same thing with the hair. And
he made a lot of big plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was fun. He was just, I don't know, the big hair going out. He was just fun and exciting to watch.
It's like watching Brent Burns out there with his beard. It's kind of like you could spot him from anywhere.
Yeah, he was kind of one of the, I guess, original hair that flow out of the helmet guys. But
yeah,
he was fun.
Who's your other safety?
My other safety, this guy, he was another beast. It's part of that team, Ed Reed. Ed Reed was just a monster.
He was a dog.
That guy.
They had Reed and Ray Lewis.
Oh my gosh, their defense! I think that is probably still one of the best defensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
That Ray Lewis, Reed,
that won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer. Get real.
Their
no disrespect.
Their defense was just.
They were gnarly.
That's why Ray Lewis is up there with my favorite. But yeah, just show you that video when Ocho Cinco tried to blindside Ray Lewis,
and then he talks about it. He's like, "I thought I'd catch him, like he wasn't looking.
I thought he wasn't looking. I thought I'd catch him.
I thought I had him."
And then they were later. They were talking, and Ray Lewis said, "I didn't even feel you." He's like, I didn't feel like I know I hit somebody, but I didn't even. It just and you watch the video. I watched it 5 times, and Ray Lewis didn't even he just boom, just threw him and just kept going to the play. And Ocho Cinco's just crying I screwed up. I hit Ray. I thought I got him. And Ocho Cinco's that's a big guy too. It's not like this is some little, No. And I was just dang. But that team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine this is like Ocho Cinco's probably 6'3", 200, 205.
Probably bigger than that too. Yeah.
And just running into Ray Lewis and Ray didn't even feel him.
No, Ray was like a mosquito, just kind of right through him, just boom. He didn't even see the hit. He was watching the QB and just ran and Cinco hit him just boom.
It's like hitting a speed bump on the road. Like nothing.
Yeah, you could just hear him. That was still a classic one. But.
I'll run through the linemen since it's not that exciting. I got Guy McIntyre from the 49ers, Logan Mankins from the Patriots, Randy Cross, the center from the 49ers, Bruce Matthews, remember him from the Houston Oilers, Clay Matthews,
that name,
family member, Clay Matthews, brother, and then Matt Light.
Huh.
So there you go.
I didn't recognize some of them. Yeah, the offensive lineman, I think out of every football player, probably gets the least amount of attention.
The least amount of love. Well, and that's what they're trying to do, right? They're not trying to get noticed.
Yeah. It's like a lot of them, you rarely know an offensive lineman. It's very rare that you know a lot of the names. Where the defense, you go the tackles and throw the outside linebackers in there and stuff. It's their names, you recognize these names because they're always making highlights and stuff. And I'll start with my defensive linemen, which these guys are monsters. I was going through them oh yeah, this guy. I remember these dudes. We'll start with a newer player. We'll go newer. Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was just I mean, he was a freak. Just watching him play,
he was like the best. I think best defense, best maybe NFL player for a time.
Yeah,
like most dominant.
A genetic, what do they call it? A genetic freak.
He wasn't that big.
Like, no,
like, he wasn't like the big.
Just,
somehow you couldn't block him.
No, he would just throw get through guys' speed. Everything. It was like, what is that? The perfect package. He had everything.
Yeah,
he had this, speed.
He was good at everything.
There's so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I had to have him on there, like, And then the next one I went with was remember old Bruce Smith?
Oh yeah, Bruce Smith from the Bills. Yeah,
I think he still has a record for sacks. I think he had like 200 sacks, I believe. Or he's up there for I don't know if that's just for like defensive linemen.
No, he's number one. Tackle. Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Then Reggie White, 198.
Yeah, and I'll kick it to Reggie White. I have him as my outside linebacker. He played a little, rush from the outside a little bit. A lot of these guys bounced around throughout the career. They went from defensive tackle.
Yeah, and if they did a 4-3 or a 3-4, it kind of depends.
Yeah, so it just depends. These guys are kind of interchangeable, a lot of them. But I did have Reggie White on there also. That guy was, he was just a monster, dude. He's number 2 all time. Yeah, that's what I was saying. These guys are just, and they were just beasts. And then my other tackle I had was Warren Sapp. I love watching those Warren Sapp play.
Warren was,
I love watching that guy play. It was him. Was he the best? No, but he was good. And he just, how he played, his personality, when they mic him up, when he's talking, he's that guy.
Talking shit all the time. Yeah. Took up space. It took up a lot of space, but it was good. Yeah.
And he was a big guy, but he wasn't like a tall, big dude. He was just, he wasn't one of those, he could blend in the line, but he was always fun to watch and he was good.
Warren was good.
How many you got left?
I got my quarterback and my running back and fullback.
Okay, I still got my linebacker.
Well, Warren Sapp had 16.5 sacks one year. That's wild.
Oh wow! What team was that with?
Tampa.
Is that the Tampa?
He had 10 with the Raiders, his second to last year.
Yeah.
He almost had 100 sacks. Pretty good for a tackle.
That's pretty good.
I'll go quarterback. My quarterback, since you picked Brady, I got to go Joe Montana. He was my favorite growing up. I mean, those comebacks, the Super Bowls, everything. He was, when the game counted. He didn't put up like the best numbers all the time, but it was just like Brady early in his career. It's like Peyton Manning always had more numbers than him, but like somehow Brady would win the championships. That's how Joe was.
Yeah.
Like Marino threw more yards. Elway was more gifted, but Montana always figured out a way to win.
Yeah, Dan Marino was a weird one. I thought about him.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought about him. There's so many guys, like you said, but I mean, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. It could be either way. Mm-hmm. They're those players, but quarterback was hard to do. But yeah, like I said, like a Marino, Elway, like there's all these quarterbacks. Peyton, if you want to throw Manning in there, but
I didn't like. I guess I'm not a big fan of Brett Favre.
I never was like a Favre fan. I wasn't a Green Bay fan, so I never. The Falcons drafted him. They.
Oh, that's right. For 1 second,
yeah. I don't even know if he played a game for him, but
yeah.
And then Green Bay, and then now, I mean, and I see why I didn't like him later in his life. You see why, but I just never. I don't know. Yeah, he's a thief.
But Joe Cool,
allegedly from.
But yeah, Joe was the man. Joe was the man.
Yeah,
I like Steve Young too. He was good too.
Yeah. Niners had some good quarterbacks for a while. They had a string of them. There was, and then even after Young, who was
Jeff
Garcia.
He was pretty.
He wasn't bad. He was good. And like I said, they had a good run of like some good quarterbacks. And then after him, they had.
Well, they had Cap, and he was okay for a couple of years.
Yeah,
He got to a Super Bowl, didn't he? Or no, he got to was it a Super Bowl? No, championship game. Or no, they got to a Super Bowl.
And there was someone else in there too, I remember too, but I forget. But they've had a little bit of a good run of quarterbacks. So all right, I'm gonna go with who do I have left? Oh, I got my other outside linebacker, and this guy was monster too, but LT, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh yeah.
He was probably one of the best outside linebacker.
Probably most dominant. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was probably all out there just allegedly a little bit of the devil's dandruff. You know, allegedly.
The yayo.
But then just monster.
Getting after that quarterback, man. Never slowing down.
Quarterback has to be so as a position, like you're having these monsters just wanting to like literally rip your head off. Like that's their goal, is to rip your head off. At least now with all the rules, you're protected a little more. You know, you could run. It's easier to scramble now because, but back in the day, could you imagine being, those quarterbacks, even go before like the Brady's and stuff, before that, the Favres, the Jeff Georges.
Jeff George, Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, like
Warren Moon.
Yeah, when those quarterbacks weren't protected like they are now, they would get and these monster dudes just wanting to kill you.
It'd be those blindside shots from the back.
Just
brunch.
Yeah, so it's like I get that part where I think quarterback has become a little, like I wouldn't say easier, but they've taken away.
They've taken away a certain fear factor.
Yeah, they've taken away kind of an element, where now you don't. I mean, you still have to worry.
Which is good though, because like these motherfuckers would just like they're fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are. Yeah, you're fucked. But that's why I think like when you get these old quarterbacks that have some numbers, it's like okay, I think those quarterbacks could do well in the game today. I think that position translates where other positions may not. It's just because the type of athlete. But I think old quarterbacks could play today's game.
Yeah,
it's just they're used to like taking a beating. Now you kind of take that fear, a little bit away. You're going to be a little more, you'll stay in the pocket a little longer. You'll do this a little longer. Do the instead of just because you're not going to take a fucking club to the head.
Yeah, you're going to take some shots, but it's nothing compared to like we've said. I can barely watch old highlights half the time. It's cringy,
ridiculous. And then even when the DBs, cornerbacks on receivers, what they've been able to use to do, like those old receivers. I think receivers, yeah. And I think a lot of positions would translate. Cornerback, receiver, same thing. Because back in the day, you used to be able to hold, hand fight, like all kinds of stuff. Where now it's like you can't touch.
These guys are catching.
Yeah, so I think I think mostly the lineman, middle linebacker, I think area. I think those have a big difference. Those big men back in the day, they were crazy good.
Could Jack Lambert play middle linebacker in today's league?
It's that part, I think, inside the the trenches. I think that's where you'll see the biggest, the athlete compared to the old athlete. Like these guys.
Yeah, it's like, can Babe Ruth hit a 94-mile-an-hour slider? I don't know. Maybe he should stop smoking cigarettes first.
Yeah, it depends on how many beers he had before the game. I don't know. Like we'll see.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like I think those guys like that level. It's like, you'll see some players that back in the
day, an offensive lineman from the 70s.
Those refrigerators.
Aaron Donald.
No. That's why you can't. That's why I don't like the comparisons. And now like I said, watching these old videos and stuff, like highlight stuff, you like start seeing like, damn man, they used to beat the shit out of quarterbacks.
It's crazy. I think you mentioned it before. You forget how different the game looks. Like the pads are huge, like these big blocky ass shoulder pads. Yeah.
Yeah, you see like old like highlight videos of like Bo Jackson running or something. Like they had the big neck rest thing or something, and then like And they look like a block running, but they're moving. It's just the pads they don't move. So it's like,
yeah,
you're just
it's
like, what is
weird.
going on? The big
Yeah.
thigh pads, the big knee pads.
Everything
like,
was like bulky. Yeah.
Now, like you see receivers and stuff, they barely wear thigh pads. They're like wearing spandex, and that's just so they don't have nothing to grip or grab. So it's like, and all they're wearing is like these tiny little shoulder pads.
Yeah, everything is like, super streamlined.
Yeah. So it's we're back in the day, like you see these players wearing.
I'm gonna have to go watch some like highlights from like the 70s or some or 80s.
They're funny to watch when you get down and you start going on the rabbit hole once it gets in that algorithm, and you're just like seeing some little players like,
Yeah.
I had what's his name pop up, but I forgot about Bosworth. Remember Brian Bosworth?
Oh, Brian Bosworth. Didn't he like break his neck or something?
Something like that. But I forgot about that guy. And all of a sudden he came up on my film. I go, oh shit. Yeah, he was another guy with the mohawk, or not mohawk, flat top.
No, he had the flat top. Yeah.
Yeah, that flat top with the mullet. Flat top with the mullet, I think. Yeah, then he was another big old dude. But yeah, I forgot about him. The glasses, those old school glasses they used to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was crazy. But yeah, you start going down then. That's why I remember found Bruce Smith. I'm like, I forgot about him. Like, he was a monster too. That guy. Yeah, you come across all these old players. It's weird how much you start to remember.
Speaking of old players, I was tempted for running back to go Roger Craig. I did love Roger Craig. I loved Marcus Allen.
Yeah, Roger Craig's awesome.
And I liked Thurman Thomas too.
Yeah, Thurman.
I never got into Emmitt Smith as much. I like Barry Sanders. I'd go with Barry Sanders, but you pick him. But so I'm gonna go Saquon actually, because Saquon is so good that it makes me think of like old running backs where it really mattered to have a running back.
Saquon, after watching him this season, kind of reminded me a little bit of like Barry Sanders 2.0.
But a little bigger, a little bulkier.
Yeah, but he can, like, when he's leaping people, backwards and around, like, that's some Barry Sanders stuff. Like,
when it's
Barry
like
Sanders would make you.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders would run a play, and after you're doing it, you're just like going, how did he move that way? How did he do that? Like, even when you're watching the highlights going, how did he get his body to do that? Same thing with like kind of watching Saquon when he has plays in like that one where he leaped and did like a 360 back. Like you're just watching it. The same thing. You're just like going, how, like everyone's like, how do you do that? It's like he's that type of running back. And that's kind of just reminds me like kind of like a Barry Sanders.
He was a video game this year. Like the first play of against the Commanders. He like the first 60-yard touchdown or something. It's like it's like a Madden game. It's just toss left, run 60 yards. Crazy.
Yeah, and he was just on a shitty team for years.
Yeah,
a team
that story is just so funny to me too.
Yeah, that's a team that you have this player that you're just not building around. You're trying to find the
and you go with Daniel Jones
quarterback. Yeah, you go with your pretty face quarterback, thinking it's New York. They want a pretty face quarterback. Womp womp.
And he goes to his division rival. He goes to the Eagles of all teams, and then wins the Super Bowl and runs for 2,000 yards. Like, holy shit! That story is so funny. Like, that's your legacy if you're the GM, dude. Is getting rid of that guy to keep Daniel Jones, and then Daniel Jones gets cut during the season.
Yeah, he's a backup now somewhere.
Yeah, on like a $40 million a year contract. I'm sure he restructured. He had to have restructured. There ain't no way.
Probably if he wanted to stay. If he wanted to stay in the league, I'm sure he had to do something.
He had to have. That's just
that has to be. That's probably the biggest. What would you call it? The biggest
blunder?
Yeah, like the GM or whoever made that call, whoever decided like, "Oh, this is what we're gonna do."
It's legendary. It's like the Red Sox trading away Babe Ruth to the Yankees. It's like.
I think on this, so I was watching. I have to finish it. Hard Knocks. So I believe Hard Knocks was at the Giants.
I think it's at the Giants. Yeah.
When it was Saquon's last season, when they were deciding and they were going
and that's
through.
That's why we all got to watch him.
Yes.
Go through his head what his thought process is on who he's going to keep.
And I want to I don't think I finished that season. I want to go back and finish it now. Now that he's had this season, like I want to go back and just watch it from the beginning and just
just
laugh
know.
and giggle, just laugh and giggle the whole time, just knowing how these guys are making as they're talking, like, oh, I think we should keep him. Jones, he's just, I think he's going to be the guy. Like, I don't know if they do that. I haven't seen it. Like, if they show how they made the decision, because I remember them calling Saquon and asking him, like, if we make a deal or we do something, will you, we just want to hear, are you going to come in to stay with us if we can, meet your debt or whatever? And he's like, yeah, he wasn't like he was. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to leave.
No, he just wanted, what he wanted, what he was worth, and obviously, obviously, he was worth it. He was worth every fucking penny plus
and more probably. Yeah.
And they decided to go with Jones. And
who's Daniel Jones backing up right now? Let's see. I don't even fucking know. Not that it matters, because I don't think he's the Vikings. Well, but maybe he didn't play.
Could you imagine if they like the Eagles or something? It was the backup. But I mean, and now I hear the Giants are looking at Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if he is, but
really?
And the Jets cut Devontae
He goes from
Adams
the Jets
today.
He goes from the Jets to the Giants. That'd be hilarious.
Devontae Adams, there's another one.
Devontae got cut?
Yeah, he got cut today from the Jets.
Then they're talking about Raiders for Rodgers.
Everyone.
The Giants emerge as the betting favorite to land Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Why though? Why would I guess he's a 1 year maybe.
Why would you want him for what?
Why would
1 year to like
what? He was not good last year.
Oh, he's done. He's done with football. Yeah. Just hang him up. Call it quits. Go to another ayahuasca trip. Go see your shaman. Purge.
Something.
Have a blast.
Purge. Do what you got to do, homie.
Whatever. Go into politics, because that's what he's probably going to do in life. He's a big RFK guy, whatever is. What is it? Worm brain. Mr.
He can go get measles or something.
But get out of football. I'm not even I'll just till you're done. You've done everything that you need to do. You're done. Just go. You
even won a Super Bowl, and
just go. Just take it and go. Enjoy your life. It's I don't understand why sometimes they stick around and stick around and stick around. It's
he's been in the league forever. He's been in the league since 2005.
Especially after the year he had last year. It just wasn't good. I know they were you hear players when they were mic'd up when they were playing against him, defensive, and they're just saying he can't run. You can't run. He can't move. He's this is easy. Some players this is easy. He can't move anymore. It's almost it's unless he's going to a team to be a backup, or he's going to a team that's shitty and they're trying to rebuild and they're bringing in a young quarterback. Then okay, I guess if you want him to be that's the
Giants, I guess. But I think they want him to be the guy.
He's not your guy. He's And I think that's why Atlanta brought in Kirk Cousins. They brought in Kirk Cousins knowing they're going to draft a QB, but they weren't.
He couldn't move either.
Yeah. And they got it. Same thing. It's why? Why? But they probably brought him in because, okay, we're not looking to be good this year, next year. We're looking good in 3 or 4 years with our young QB. Give him 2 years under, Kirk Cousins playing,
They had to expedite that, though.
Yeah. He decided to
really shit the bed.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I guess maybe that's what they're doing. I guess it makes sense if you get him cheap, but is he going to go cheap?
Probably not.
Probably not. Then those ego.
No.
So
who you got? You got middle linebacker? Is that who you got next?
Oh yeah, I have to go Junior Seau. Man, Junior. Junior was awesome. Junior was just fun. It was awesome. Yeah. I had the same.
He even played on the Patriots for 1 year, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he played in the Patriots. I think the Dolphins. 3 teams.
Yeah.
It was Chargers, Dolphins, Patriots.
Okay.
So
I had his rookie card. Trojans, right? USC.
Yeah. He was he was just fun to watch. He was my favorite player. I was 55 my freshman and beginning of my sophomore year. I played middle linebacker. Yeah, we had the same hair. I had the the curly top hair and then the shaved sides. Yeah, Junior Seau was awesome.
He was what nationality was he? He was,
I believe he was
Hawaiian?
was he
Samoan?
Was it Hawaiian? He was, or was he Samoan? Samoa?
Samoa, American Samoa.
Samoa, yeah. Samoan.
Well, he's from San Diego, but his parents are from Samoa.
Yeah, and that's why he was in the Chargers. That's why everyone in San Diego loved him. I went to his restaurant down there, Seau's, and he was, he played. He was amazing. He was a great player. He was a good player. He was amazing, linebacker. Brain got him in the end, though. Sad.
Yeah, really
DTE.
Just. Oh wait, he played 4 years for the Patriots.
Did he really? Wow.
I didn't know he played that much. He played forever.
How many seasons?
Yeah, how many 90 through 90 through 19 at linebacker.
That's why.
That's a lot. And every year, but like in his heyday, 154 tackles, 139 tackles. A lot of tackles. 1,800 tackles in his career.
And he's probably been just destroying people since he was a kid.
Oh yeah, that's just pro. That's 19 of pro. That's not just
crazy.
Yeah. But... Well, my favorite fullback was Tom Rathman.
Rathman, I saw him scrolling through I remember him.
44. He was a dog. Yeah. Classic. He had the helmet with the bar right down the middle.
Yeah, it was like Bruce Smith had the same thing. I think same face mask. That one bar that goes right down the middle.
Right
now it's like everyone wants it open, but they had it right down the middle. Just it looked like a kind of reminded me, that face mask reminded me of like the front of a train. Those old locomotive trains.
Yeah. Because it was like this, and then it had the big gaps.
Yeah. It just looked like a train coming at you. But I remember that guy. I think he had the neck brace too. That white one that went or something straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's another one.
Did he have the neck brace? Yeah, well, he had the. Here, let me share this real quick. He can never find this shit. He had those big ass pads, look at.
Yeah.
Look at these guys back at the. Yeah, I think just all the padding here, like
that's what we had in high school. I had the big neck roll. Same thing. Looked just like that. The big pads. Just that's what our high school pads look like. Yep, just like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Sarah and I were just talking about this. It might have been today or yesterday. We were on our walk. Like in high school, I'm like, I was a big dude. So I'm just going my senior year. So in football, I was about 250 to 260 pounds in football.
Mm-hmm.
And I was middle linebacker, kicker, and fullback. And I was benching at that time.
Did you ever get handed off the ball, or were you always blocking?
No, I got the ball. A few times.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I played tight end my year. I had a 90-yard touchdown run in PV and a tight end.
Oh wow.
No one could catch me. I was fast for how big I was, but I was like 250. When I left football, because I had to weigh in for wrestling, I was 259 pounds. So at 259 pounds, I was probably not quite the best shape of my life in wrestling. I was, but I was benching 225. That's what I would warm up with, and I was only 16, 17 years old.
That's what you warmed up with?
Yeah, like, and then I'd get up
like how much could you put up 225, like 20, 25 times, 30?
I'd warm up, 10, and then I'd go up to 250 10 times. Just keep adding weight, and I'd do 250 10 times. I had the record at the high school still. It's still my thing. It is still up there. And I'd go all up to like 350 pounds. Just
350?
Oh yeah. I had like
I think I benched 225. I think I benched 225 once.
Yeah, I'd warm up. That's what I'd get on there and put two plates on each side.
One rep.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I was 17 years old,
Yeah.
putting up this. I could run. I could so I was just killing kids. I bent face masks. So that's what I'm saying when I'm watching. That's why I play like Ray Lewis. That's why I ended up playing varsity my sophomore year all the way through. But
I played shortstop.
yeah. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, I was in the best shape of my life. So during wrestling, I was at about 240 to 250. I was probably the best shape. I had 8% body fat. I was a monster. And I'm like, but at 240 pounds, I got down to 217 and I looked like death because I had to get down to 215 to wrestle. And I looked like death. Oof. It was horrible. I looked all sunken in. Like my face was horrible. And that's why now I'm like going, dang. So I was just this dense. I was dense. That's why in wrestling I would do so well. I would wrestle I pinned the guy that took state the year before in California. I pinned him the next year because I didn't look like they just went in and tried to throw me because I didn't look like them. They were like 270 pounds, just these huge dudes, but they were like kind of fatter dudes. And they try to just throw me. I'm like, oh, yeah, throw me, and I just squat and then I'd grab and just.
Yeah, you were like a neutron star. Like you're just dense. Like you'd fall. Like I remember just doing jiu-jitsu with you. Like you're just like. I always try to move you, and I couldn't even budge you.
And my youngest son Landon's like built like me. We're like dense. Like we go into water, we just sink. Like we legitimately, we just sink. Yeah, we don't float. Like people was like, oh, just sit. You'll float. Get on your back. Like no, I don't know what it is. We just go right to the bottom. And that's like I said, the best shape of my life was at about 240 to 250 pounds, where I felt the great. Like I would be able to run. I'd warm up, run a couple miles before practice. All this and now I'm like, oh, dang, it's just. I'm just that guy.
If you're running now, there's zombies behind you, right? Or a bear.
Oh yeah, a dog or police or someone's chasing me. If I'm running, that means if you see me running at you, you just turn around and start running. Don't even have to just run. Yeah, something's not I just don't run. So if I'm running, there's something happens. Something's going on.
If people are running, I love those questions. They ask white people what's the first thing you ask if you see people running, and they always come up with a question. And it's like nothing, man. You fucking run, and like you run, you join them.
Yeah. Yep. I'm running. I ain't
sticking around. Asked.
People nowadays turn around, like get their cell phones out. So what are they running from? Like, go ahead, you film it. I'm out.
I don't got to be the fastest. I just don't got to be the slowest.
Yeah, like all right, you go film it. Let them catch you. I'm gone. Whatever's chasing me, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, you see those like avalanche videos and stuff. They're sitting there filming for like 5 minutes, and I see that thing coming. I'm like, I bet that's gonna end up here. Yeah. I'm out of here later.
Yeah, there's people sitting. I saw one at a restaurant. They're eating outside at this whatever. They're eating breakfast, and like you hear the kids and stuff. Like they're looking up at the mountain. They hear like a noise, and they can see this like avalanche coming down. And they're filming it. Like, oh my gosh, look at this! And you hear the kids like, oh, this is so cool. Like,
no.
And you're like seeing it get closer and closer because it was slow motion.
And no one's moving, probably, huh?
No, everyone kind of like as it's getting closer. You hear like the people on the deck like starting to get like kind of you're chinging around, like ching, people getting out of their seats. Like, wait a minute, and then all of a sudden you just start hearing people screaming because it was like a cloud, like beat the snow there, whatever, and like the wind. And people are like, well, and then you hear everyone start screaming and like they run inside and it's a panic. But like for a while, I would have been gone. Like I would have been in the car already. We would have been driving out the fucking day. Like,
dining dish. You're out of here.
Yeah. Especially with Mother Nature. I'm out.
Scary. Mother Nature's scary. Yeah.
It's so crazy how many videos you see now of people just filming disasters and they get caught up and like going, that's not going to be me.
No. If I say that wave doesn't look normal, I'm out. If I look that cloud of dust doesn't look normal, I'm out.
I sat at the beach. When I'm sitting down at the beach, the waves start looking like they're getting close. I get up and move. I'm not one of those people that just waits till it gets to my feet. I'm ahead of this wave.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm getting to move my shit back into the 20.
Did we leave anyone off your list?
No, I think that was it. I think
favorite kicker, favorite punter. You got to go
with Sebastian Janikowski.
I got to go Vinatieri. Sebastian Janikowski. And your punter?
That's the punter. He was a punter. No, he was the kicker.
No.
Yeah, he's the one at a
Sebastian was
party.
Kicker.
Yeah, that's how he broke his foot. Remember when he broke his foot and they didn't know, like, they was like kind of like kept it quiet, and then eventually I think a video came out. No, he was at a party. This guy would party like he was like at a house party. Yeah, he was at a house party, drunk, just hammered, and gotten in like a betting how far they can kick a chair, and he fucking just booted one of the fucking patio chairs and broke his fucking foot. Just hammered. Like, I think it came out later, the video or something like that of it coming out and some shit like that. Like, he would do stuff like that all the time, just get hammered. He'd come out with his gut hang out of the front of his.
Oh yeah, not in shape. Just kick the hell out of the ball though.
The hell out of the ball. That's
he could.
That's how like he was the John Daly of the NFL.
Oh, totally was. Totally. That's
He'd be out there smoking on the bench probably. He's probably he was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, sneaking vodka into his fucking Gatorade.
Players do that shit that don't play. Can you imagine guys like, fuck
it.
They're doing something on an
especially
edible.
Janikowski on an edible. Could you imagine? There ain't no way.
Yeah, just in case you do get, I don't know.
The
4 players have to get hurt before I go in.
What are the odds? What if you get in on an edible though? Oh, it'd be wild.
I used to play on fucking Vicodin.
What sport could you play on an edible? Golf?
I could do.
I wouldn't want it to be hockey.
No. Couldn't skate.
Baseball would be way too fucking fast if I have to hit.
Yeah, baseball.
There ain't no way.
I don't know though. I don't know because I become super focused on one thing. So if I'm focused on like.
But it's so fast and you're on an edible though. Like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball is going to look like it's going to look infinite.
Well, it would probably freak me out too. Like, why is this guy throwing this at me? Like, why are you throwing this at me? Like,
and then he's going to hit you with a curveball and it's going to blow your mind.
And it looks like it's just coming right at you, just like
and then it just ain't no way.
Yeah,
basketball. If you were good at basketball, maybe. I'm not good at
basketball. Maybe. Baseball, no. Hockey, no.
Maybe soccer.
Soccer, no. Soccer's a lot of running and
a lot of running.
I don't. Golf,
unless you're goalie.
Would you consider golf? Yeah.
Golf. Yeah. I mean, is it a sport? Is golf a sport or a game? Bill Burr would say it's probably a game. I think he went off on golf one time.
I'd say it's a game. Yeah, I guess technically it's exercise. Walking's exercise. So I mean, you're doing a little more than walking. If you walk the game, yeah, I can see it being extra, but I don't think it's. It does have. You have to have skill. You have to have skill, but
you have to have skill. That's no question.
But you can have skill on a lot of things. You have skill playing music,
or billiards.
Yeah, is billiards a sport then?
Is bowling?
No, I don't think bowling's a recreational.
But I think
sport.
on an edible though, it might be kind of fun.
Yeah, like those would be. Yeah, they already do the lights for you, bowling nights and stuff. You know, they do those.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done an edible.
Matt, it's your turn. You'd be like, oh shit.
Like, whoa, which lane? This one, all right. Yeah, I would say if I had to do, I guess but any like pro sport, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer,
out of the question.
I wouldn't want to.
Luge?
No. No, just the whole way down.
Yeah, ain't no way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all on Friday then, and see you. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe to this show. We'll switch it up. We'll go non-sports next time.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. Yep. All right then. Let's get the fuck it is.